Those are leprechauns. Yeah. Okay. 3-3. The score. I like that a lot. Notre Dame at 33 losses. I'm here documenting numerology here.
That's my job. What?
My dad was like, oh, they're 12-point favorites. You think they can beat Clemson? I'm just like, yeah, they've been getting these tanks from Florida and whatnot. I mean, they come even a more bigger, thicker set of bricks. I mean, that's how it is. That's how it is.
A place where burritos are filled with delicious nachos.
You ever go to Five Guys? That stuff is the best.
All for the unbeatable price.
It's been 4 years since I've seen Notre Dame games week in and week out. I hope to do that next year. But yeah, I've always liked Brian Kelly. He just needed time to. It helps to have these series with Oklahoma and Texas, and that really helps expand Notre Dame's recruiting network. And Brian Kelly is the right guy to really make everyone focused on. Alabama's going to be winning later today. Personally, Clemson, and I've seen Clemson, Alabama already. PJ, I didn't see any numbers for the Michigan game, so I just went with Michigan and all because, yeah, I like Jim Harbaugh and all, but that may be setting up the narrative for next year. Can Michigan win games in the second half? I don't know about the pro style offense. There seems to be some criticism with that. 5 Guys. Lettuce and tomato and cheese.
Play to play brought to you by Northwestern Mutual, and right now one of the
67 years old. That's what I see for Alabama, and
Young kicks off. Darian Kendrick will try it from near the goal line, and he's in trouble. Lost the ball from it.
yeah, he got it back. Pretty low. Could have been a scripted foul.
There the ball is ripped out by Cole Quebec.
Rush for a Irish and Irish American. What's that? 49ers and Joe Montana. I mean, this year. I'm just trying to get a better reading for the script here. And I pinpoint accuracy. Whose gold is Alabama? Let me check up in here. I mean, it begs a question. There's definitely a little storyline going on over here.
Even if the ball was inbounds, he reached out and his hand was out.
John Wall and the Bone Spurs, right? Wall president, the Bone Spurs and all, and he's out 6 to 8 weeks or something like that. That's something to look out for. And I'll tell you, Baker's the man for Oklahoma. He seems like he's the man. I like to see a tight game. But I don't know if Oklahoma can take it, honestly. Their defense is horrible this year. Defense in the Big 12 is just really bad. That looks like a clear-cut fumble to me.
By the way, you are not getting your deal money for the next 2 years. Somehow.
That's simply how it is.
Kendrick, the true freshman from Rock Hill, South Carolina, hoping to hear some good news for Matt Austin.
So maybe I'll make another video about that in Alabama Fool's Gold. Like there's some symbology associated with this college football playoff. But I think a lot of fans would like to see a rematch between Notre Dame and Alabama. I mean, much different recruits than 4 years ago for Notre Dame. Yeah, there's no anti-tail in this fight. Imaginary girlfriend. They don't have a clown, and that's why a clown franchise like the Chargers took him. A clown franchise. Alright. What is that? Bullshit! Fuck you! That will suck! Now you hit the TV, I have no idea. That was in bounds. That was in bounds. Fuck you. Speaking of gold green, next time the gold green. Let me take one.
Just as important with the time he spends with them now, delegating more to the assistants, allow them to do that, has made a big difference throughout their program.
And he's smiling right here. I mean, he's making his point. He's smiling, and his facial color is normal. So I think all that's good.
There's no rules in the league for it wants to happen. And again, I feel really well. So that girl with me, Brian Kelly's. He's a good runner. He gets four. Tom Rinaldi, what do you hear?
Just a couple of feet away there, Sean, and you could hear him repeating the same word, conclusive. I think it's showing the point that he didn't see anything in state-of-the-art here that indicated that it should be first. Any call made, I did not think it was conclusive enough. But give him credit. Not everybody at home, as you mentioned, Sean.
And I think Notre Dame's looking up and trying to run Renfro. And right there on time, Jalen Elliott, their outstanding second-year starter at safety.
Drew Trumbull told us the two safeties has transformed the Notre Dame defense this year. That's the free safety.
Yes! I'm good. It's 37 here. Go on. My stream is play behind with it. I popped out the chat. Come on, big blitz. Okay, start up the one. Come on. Go green! Yeah! Yes!
Go green.
Ah! Yeah! Let me get go green! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! The Ravens suck, man! They got a garbage ass quarterback! He can't throw, man! He can't throw! You gotta throw to win! So who can throw? Whoever can throw. I'll give credit to Deshaun Watson, he can throw. And Luck and Tom Brady can throw. So can Drew Brees. That guy can't throw, and you cannot be one-dimensional in the playoffs. I like how there is gap containment there, and Notre Dame is just forcing these third downs, and you gotta make it tough to put sevens on the board, and the more plays that you go through in the drive, then more of a chance you can make a mistake, and that's what the Notre Dame defense is doing right now. And I covered the slot.
Third down. Just 1:04 to go.
Bring this shit for 7. That's what we.
Start with the safety element. But as soon as he moves inside, there's Tranquil.
Hey, DJ! You have any numbers? I mean, that is the main question. Do you have any numbers? You gotta see. I see. I want anything that I see championship. I want to see a rationale for that. That's all. I want to see a rationale for that. That's all it is. It's really good. Here we go.
3-3 tie, first quarter.
It's Dabu.
That's real football. Here we go. All this stuff yesterday. Hopefully the little look of Irish origin can really be a really kick-ass bet against Alabama.
You should also check what Irish Independence Day is.
Yeah, that's right. You bought some good ideas, and oh yeah, like I can observe that St. Patrick's Day can be written out as Indianapolis. Yeah, like used to losing the title game that we were sick of. You know, we already seen Clemson and Alabama twice. Enjoy January 1st, enjoy the 11th. So if a Euro final is ever around that time, then that could be a way to really go with Ireland as a sleeper. Like if a Euro final were ever played around July the 11th, then that'd be really good. That's what I'm thinking.
Do you look at the different years that they became state champions?
I don't really look at that. I mean, I can just look at the win-loss record, and I'm like, hey, Nick Saban's going to lose in a title game because
You try to look for tributes with their day of what it would be considered ratification as a state.
ratification as a state. Oh yes, I did that with I think the Super Bowl. I think. I remember my research. I could go back and see which state Indiana was. I think 34, I believe. The Indianapolis area code was 317. That
Yeah, the area code. That's it.
through there to 17 days from Peyton Manning's birthday to the day of the Super Bowl, and then I looked up who had the most comebacks of all time in the National Football League. There's Peyton Manning. Oh yeah, I don't look at that, but Peyton Manning being the king of comebacks, Brady, that just had me thinking there.
Indiana 18-16.
Brady. I'm glad you brought those ideas because now I can really improvise the walk, and it's just the way they do
Or
it.
just try to look at different indicators. Maybe not the stuff, but things we can look at for you.
In books where it plays like what was it? Yeah, Allen on the Bills.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. That's what the book reminds me of. He likes to run a lot. Captain's we're number 12. Both in, huh?
Big strong hands. Another big replay. Taking a close look at it. He controlled the football. The ball could hit the ground, but he had control. There was no bobble like a good catch. This one now here. Look at it. It's carried by Clayton Furl. The Ted Hendricks Award winner as the
There's a lot of defense with this game.
Yeah, a lot of odds. Half right now at the point.
You're winning the battle of the countries. I just like how the spread was plus 11, but I learned that with college football that all the betting action doesn't matter, that the Vegas can lose quite a bit with college sports dominated. So I don't think it makes a difference. And I saw that majority of the action that was on Notre Dame this morning, most of the action is placed on
I bet on Notre Dame when they were at plus 320, and right now in the live odds they're plus 220.
like most of the action being placed on game day, so the trends can change, but most of it early on was on Notre Dame. And I don't think it I had that same bet. I mean, I had Notre Dame and Alabama just straight on the money line. This is the right year for Notre Dame. And they really unlucky in bowl games and whatnot. Explanation for that. and me to find out if California and the gold rush and where the term originated from, you can understand why it wasn't going to be Michigan this year. So that there was something else associated with the area. It wasn't just the stadium and Jim Harbaugh, the coach of the 49ers. So it's important to be on point, and these are the sort of things to look out for. After the Super Bowl, I'm going to do one. I'm going to document France and all their World Cup. The Champions League next year, if Allegri's going to win it, and the champs and the French manager, and they have Pogba, and they have Vice Matuidi plays on Juventus. They have quite a bit of guys that played over there. It may have something to do with the Champions League for this year.
Hugo
Lloris was on charge too.
Captain.
He's a captain.
They jacked off today.
It was just the bad defense response to game.
Yeah, that's true.
They're most to blame for that game. I think Hugo Lloris did pretty bad too.
In the second half, at least. First half. Second half, he was drunk Hugo. He drank during the halftime.
How do you allow a goal and go ahead and proceed to score the next 5? Like it was 1-0 Arsenal, and then right after that it was 4-1. I'm like, what? What was going on back there? Like maybe Laurent Koscielny is really, really terrible after this injury. That's probably it, because their back line is horrible, and the coach likes not with AFTV.
AFTV.
They'll probably change the video category to comedy. Here we go.
I'll tell you a few things that felt glory.
Oh.
Has to read that, get rid of the football. It was 5-on-5. He got enough time. They made the nice throw.
Alrighty. We gotta air it out. Yeah, there's no penalty there.
Perfect coverage by Jarrell. You need stride for stride with Boykin, single coverage, no safety.
I trust Brian Kelly to stay calm and lead the way and prepare really well with these particular set of recruits.
Another product of the Chicago area from the south suburbs, home to a lot of Notre Dame fans. He was not growing up. He said, I cheered with great vigor.
You cheered for Alabama.
Alabama.
Yes, Bill. Is anything a throw?
Now, the problem, when you move the line and all the quarterback did on that play, you take away half the beat.
Wonder what book Ian is. If that's his last name. Okay. I've got some homework to do for you guys so you can see the whole picture. They need to go for it. They want to play to win. Clemson would have done the same thing there. It's going to be back and forth. This is a very cool defensive game.
He's got extremely long arms. Beautiful play. Fourth down pass.
When we met with Isaiah Simmons the day, you almost feel an attitude. Just basically when you look at him And he's still heavyweight. Two-time long jump in the state of Kansas. I don't know, late to Kansas. We're going to trivia for running in the Olympics.
Defense just has to stay composed here. We're gonna come back. See this little robot, boys.
Thompson, a wide receiver, with a first down to the 49-yard line.
I mean, this is a full 4 quarters, 60 minutes.
Likes to give up big plays over the top. They're going to force Trevor Lawrence to be patient and read and take what that defense gives them. That was a good decision right there.
The receivers, one to each side, and choice remains the running back. But each foot line
All right, let the comeback. It's gonna be. They just have to stay over the top. And come back and win. It's second quarter, and more action left to be the sharp defense for this game. They just have to do a better job. I mean, it was blocked. I see a number 53 up there. I mean, I restore my Gematria chat, but it is come back at equals 53. I'm going to 53 blocked it.
Whoever that guy in the car. Yeah, it is 53. No, the other guy, 90 something. 99.
99.
Or 90. I don't know what it was exactly, but whoever the 95.
Got a little numerology in action here. Is this Ian Book's turn to take over the game? And the games have a script associated with them. And I can even provide a source for where I came across it. The term luckily Irish originated during the silver and gold rush during the 19th century it is. And, you know, the WASPs, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, they thought, they did because of because they had no brains. So that's where luckily Irish originated from. And the 49ers are named after the Gold Rush 49ers. This is their stadium. There's quarterback is Joe Montana, and he played for the 49ers. So there's something associated with the Bay Area. Why are you here, Larry? That question.
I just keep seeing them pick up your expenses, and I found another deduction for you.
I mean, you guys are just keep on doubting the Colts every single week, but they keep on winning, and they're on really a hot streak. I documented that for much of the season. I mean, that's the one team that they are wrong about every single week is that, they're done, like we don't think they have a chance. And then every single week, they just keep on winning. In their last game, they put a donut hole on the screen. They scored 0 points. They came during week 13, and you can say it was their unlucky 13th week. And 13th win tonight would set Notre Dame's school win record. So that's something to look out for. And it has a lot to do with sports in Indiana for football during this 2019 year. I don't pick the Colts every single year to make the Super Bowl. Like last year, I had the Cardinals. I had the Bird team in the NFC winning a rematch. I was right about that part. The only thing was that I just had the wrong bird team. But it was right on the money when certain things occurred that I predicted to happen during the start of the year. That's simply what happened there. And I think with Tom Brady and the Patriots, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised about the Patriots this year. They're still picking the Patriots. The media is saying the complete opposite. And you just wonder if you're not following along with the media, and that's what may be ironic is that they're not talking about Brady being the greatest of all time this year. So these people really don't understand. Follow what happens in the current events, like what the Floods team called the Patriots when the need to support patriotism. And the Patriots also won during the time that we invaded Iraq and Afghanistan. New York won after the financial crash, the New York Giants. New York Yankees too. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, if it's a script, then try to make money off of it. I mean, that's what you want to try to do. And I have fun doing it too. And I want to try to be on the one side. I want to go out and just I don't start, hating on players and, personal with them and all.
You use generic insults, right?
Yeah.
Ones you can use for any player. By calling him a bum.
I mean, this game could even be 3-12 for all I know. Maybe that's a gut feeling. I may go with 3-12. Maybe Notre Dame scores a touchdown or something. Just with Clemson, how they get yards, In book, I need to look up right now during this free time. In between the commercial.
Just okay? It's not okay. Especially when it comes to your network. AT&T's America's best one.
Ian Book was born the year 98. I'm sure many quarterbacks in this recruiting class are born the year 98. And, for the numerologist, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there. I will. That's why I go live for these games. And either my pick loses or I see them pull off a big comeback like the Chargers the other day. There are other times when I wasn't live that Eagles over the Rams. And I had the Jaguars losing against the Chiefs early on this year. I was catching on to the Jaguars that they may be a pretend that the Chiefs are going to be defeated before they play Tom Brady. And I had the Rams over the Chiefs this year for that Monday Night Football Classic. I had Redskins over Cowboys, but then the Cowboys win the rematch. North was a little off this year. I had Baker Mayfield when I picked the Browns for that. The New York Giants. New York Giants are bad most of the time. I still have a strong bond with the Cardinals, so I probably went practical
Dicks out for the Redbirds.
with what I expected for the team this year, but I never knew that we'd have such a terrible coach and that we should have won more games. We still got a title on the team, okay? And Sam Bradford was horrible, like, damn, like this offensive line and all that. It was this bad. It hits you all in the face when you see the offensive line break down. I don't root for my teams. That's why I picked Michigan to win this year. I didn't just dick ride Notre Dame this year. I picked Michigan, bro. Like I said, I enjoy the game now since I don't have all this hatred, And I just enjoy the talents that are around. Then you can make a judgment and say, you think that they'll be great in the pros, or you don't think they'll be great in the pros. At the same time, I enjoy my team winning, but if they lose, like it's nothing at the end of the day. Okay, it's second down here.
Well, guys, as you see Trevor Lawrence, the freshman quarterback for Clemson, wearing number 16, there's a very good reason. It's because of Peyton Manning, somebody that he grew up idolizing. Well, a couple of weeks ago, he got Peyton Manning's phone number. They wanted to talk to him, so he said, I called him, but he didn't answer, so I didn't have the courage to leave a message.
It's March the 30th. That makes sense. Yep, it's Ian Book. See what it equals here.
Trevor Lawrence is
Here we go, third down. In Gematria, people, in Gematria is Ian Book that equals 67. Let me show you this. I did not provide the best preview, but we gotta do a video exclusively for Ian Book, and it is the Stadium Levi's in Gematria that equals 67. Also, it is Saban that is 67 years old. That's what's going to happen in the next game. But pretty much one big favorite's going to win, and the underdog, the other one's going to win. Here we go. I got to cover the middle of the field. Everything's to the sideline. And Clemson's going to choke and use up their timeouts. Like, it makes sense when you type an Ian Book and you see who the quarterback is and who's supposed to shine this year at Levi's. I mean, Ian Book, he goes under 22 in reverse ordinal. San Francisco, he goes under 22. It's too much ads up. And you never know what kind of sports it's going to be. You never know if you're going to see comebacks or upsets or if you see the favorites win. Like 2016, the Warriors, the Cubs were favorites, but they came back in comeback fashion. So the favorites won, but in the game, they came back in comeback fashion towards the end. And in other years, you see a lot of underdogs and whatnot. And it seems that with Tom Brady breaking down whatnot, the player-coach dynamic with Brady and Belichick, that are just not the same team. They're gonna lose this year. And I think Andrew Luck and company would take down the Chargers and the Texans and, other than the Patriots. The Baltimore Ravens and Indianapolis Colts, they can certainly be totally the Indianapolis Colts. And when you talk about Gematria in the past, it was Cleveland. China! Why are they at China?
Notre Dame in China.
And
See?
CC.
Do they have a partnership with the country of China?
I'm sure they do. Chicago Cubs initials equals 3, and that the Cubs came back from 3-1 down as well. Let's see here. Ian, that about his full name. Let's see, his birthday is March 30th.
So I guess I'm playing part of Siri here. College football playoff semifinal, the second of the day from the Cowboy Orange Bowl. Alabama, the number 1 team in the country, taking on Oklahoma. Heisman Trophy winner. Julian Lovett.
My first round draft pick.
Everything is short and all. They gotta make a mistake here, and I said that it can be 3-12.
Set there. He finds the inside receiver. That's Julian Okora, who's down at the end of that play. Their best pure pass rusher.
They're already playing it off love, one of the best.
Now, Sean, he spent more than 15 minutes in real time inside the medical tent with 3 trainers inside there. One smiling, he's smiling back. Want to see if he returns, but certainly they missed him in the series when he has not been out there. The problem with the hamstring, that's what it is, Tom and Sean, is the fact that it's maybe feels good walking around, but can you push off and accelerate? And playing that position, you have to be able to accelerate, change directions, and that's the big question mark right now. The younger brother of the former Notre Dame defensive lineman Romeo Guards elevating second for the Detroit Lions this season.
First and 10 Clemson. They're on 36. ETN.
That's a strong tackle.
Drew Tranquil with a low-heat cook. They list Gilman at 202. We saw
They just have what we're doing.
But he hits like a guy even bigger than that.
He plays with a real fearlessness. Transferred from Navy, started at Navy as a freshman, played on the scout team last year. He had to sit out at Notre Dame, and he throws his body around. And Notre Dame continues to do an excellent job on the running game at Travis Etienne.
Team averaging more than 8 yards per carry. He has 3 yards per carry. 5
Third down defense.
Back down those quick passes around the line of scrimmage. You can see Jonathan Bonner pump his fist in the air as he delivered on what the coach told him.
That's not easy to do against a 6'6" quarterback. He's got a high release. Jonathan Bonner just timed his job perfect. Big play right here for the Notre Dame defense.
It's half and half.
3 out of 6 on third down for the Tigers. 9:08 to go in the half. Third down, 7. They really don't come after Lawrence with much intensity, and he fires a bullet for a first down.
Bad tackle.
52-yard touchdown. And he nearly escaped the end, wrapped up by Dante Vaughn. And Louis Gilman at the 35-yard line.
Well, this is all because of tremendous pass protection. That's a deep route. It takes time to develop. Notre Dame rush 5 could get after here, Trevor Lawrence.
Again for Ross. Good tackle by Gilman.
It's a shorter field.
His family knew the coach Anthony Mazzololo from Hawaii, grew up with his mom. He said it was the hardest conversation he ever had to have. He told him that he wanted to leave Navy because he wants to play the NFL someday. He did not want to have to fulfill the military commitment. And again,
Wow, what a big drop. But there's a flag.
He was open. And Higgins did not catch it.
See, when you want to bring safety over the top to help the new corner, that means these guys force single. This safety right here gets fooled by the run fake. Watch Jalen Elliott. He's going to get fooled on the run fake. Doesn't even see T. Higgins, and that's would have been an easy touchdown. Remember, there was a penalty that would have brought it. Jalen Elliott.
Oh, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Talk to all the Clemson coaches and players that tell me about this team.
Except
That's where they're supposed to be. Always in the right position. That time they were out.
Against Clemson, Sean Pollard. But they're also used to good starts.
Here we go.
Lawrence. And with Julian Love, you can pretty much boundary corner. We can leave him alone. We don't have to help him.
Here's another injury to Alohi Gilman. Julian Love off the bike, but still on the sideline. And he cannot get back in there fast enough. Gilman, top right of your picture.
What the hell
He was
happened?
on the block. It wasn't on. He didn't get involved in the tackle.
That's how he fell back.
Could be hit in the back or something.
Teammate Dante Vaughn at the end of the play. Tranquil comes in.
Someone fell.
It really looked like it was the hit from his own teammate Vaughn that caused the problem.
Talk about the difference that Gilman has made. Terrific tackle. Last year, it's almost hard to believe. Notre Dame did not have an interception the entire year. Since 1964. That was the last time that had happened. Gilman has open spaces. The coaches talked about the importance of his tackling.
One of the best tacklers on the team. I'm not a doctor. I'm not speculating, but that has all the earmarks or appearances of a stinger type thing that kind of stunned him. He looks pretty good walking off the field right now, but just don't know the extent of that.
you have a third down in a critical part of the field without Gilman and without Julian Love on the field and without your best pass rusher, Julian McCord, on the field.
So now they go to Devin Studstill at safety, who played only 5 games all year. He's for 14. Holly Rowe, what do you have?
Well, guys, I have to be standing right where Logan Gilman was talking to the Notre Dame athletic trainers. He was complaining of some pain right where your clavicle or collarbone would be clavicle area.
Yeah.
Back at the 31-yard line. The man who came in for a made the play.
Let's see what the kicker does.
West Bloomfield, Michigan, and he just is going to whip the best offensive lineman. That's Mitch Hyatt, consensus All-American, gets whipped on the play. It was a 4-man rush. It wasn't a blitz, and a much-needed quarterback sack on the Notre Dame defense. To force a long field goal try. For field goal.
4th and 14.
Made his only field goal today from 40. This is from 40 to the right hash mark. It's an ugly looking right hash mark.
Yeah, that's good. Look on that, bitch. The game is not over.
What a sack. What a play by the undermanned Notre Dame defense.
This kicker is 1 for 2 right now. Interesting 12 numerology I'm observing. And that's what's really awesome about this. I mean, maybe you get a live Twitter, live tweeting from the game too. I do it on here, then I do it on Twitter. I really don't do that. I probably should, honestly. Engage the followers of Gematria. Oh, Twitter! Okay. That was a very disciplined throwaway by the quarterback. And Book's birthday.
Brett Venables' group, not fooled at all. Ball's going to go back to run free. They don't even have an outlet receiver. Jabbar Armstrong.
At the 33 as well, so. And what I really see here is, okay, that typo. So pretty much school record win against Clemson, the 33 team. I'm going to do the division property. Divide the number out. I see how Gary does this. Here are the numbers, guys. So that's your 33 numerology. Simply enough for this game. 100 equals 60, 30, 33. And I think Brian Kelly's win-loss record is 60 and 33 or whatever. I can check at halftime. Ah, fuck! Brian Kelly. That was incomplete, or if he fumbled it and picked up the ball.
Matt, in the words of Chip Long, the offensive coordinator, to be as good as he wants to be. 6'5", 247, excellent receiver.
Simmons was the guy who got there and knocked the ball out.
Well, let's bring in Bill Lamont again. Bill, what do you think?
You got to have a couple of things to get a catch. You got to have control inbounds, and you got to be able to set the comment of the game. You can slow this down all you want, make it look like a catch. This is an incomplete pass. He did not do anything common to the game. So replay should reverse this incomplete.
Let's see. It's Tigers and equals 33, not Clemson.
The thing you have to do with common to the game is, can you turn and make a football move? Can you stretch like you were going for a first down? Can you turn and take
So
steps?
how much more would he have to have turned and moved?
I would want to see him turn and get more of the shoulders turned around and a further into a step.
Well, regardless, what we've seen from Notre Dame that has hurt them as we wait the call right here.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Incomplete. That was a good call.
I think that's the right call. But what we've seen that has hurt Notre Dame is they've not taken great care
This
of the
game's gonna be close.
They recovered one of their own fumble. They lost the fumble by Ian Book. That's a catch.
There's a whole list of smallest violent hospital games. That's a big list.
John Bible, the replay booth does not concur.
Pretty lot, man.
3 out of 7 on third down. Russian. And in trouble.
What kind of play is that?
Scrimmage amongst the Tigers there, led by Austin Bryant, the senior from Cable, Georgia, another All-American on that defensive line. Xavier Thomas, who's the Jim Seppi.
I found that a second ago. So his birthday, 1998, adds up to 27. It is Santa Clara that equals 27 Gematria.
Yes, contained. He's not going. Dexter Williams get outside, pushes it back inside to Austin Bryant. Dexter Lawrence, who the guys we talked to said he knows he could play. He's been like a coach, an encourager, likes what he saw in that ball.
The Cardinals making the Super Bowl when they only had 2 primetime games. It's been done before. But Indianapolis has the storyline this year. There's someone hiding in Amsterdam that you're all supposed to forget about, but you forget that he's been really great in the NFL, led the biggest comeback in NFL history, and he's the one to take the torch from Tom Brady this year. So I'll add it right now. I got distracted for a second. Okay. And I'll show you why this is going to tie into the national title game in a second. Where's the parentheses? I got a weird board, that's why. Okay. Yeah, it's had a really weird keyboard. And it is Santa Clara that equals 27. That's the main thing to take away from this game. So each book's got the perfect gematria pretty much. And the stadium really ties into a lot of the Irish. And they got the gold dome helmets, right? The stadium is named after the 49ers, the gold
I think
mine.
he realized out there so quickly he could not slot. It was a good reason.
That's a lot of speed.
He took a hit from Gilman. Taking behind hit in his first career start against Syracuse late in the first half. He left the game, did not return after going into the concussion protocol. He throws it on the ground. Defender nowhere near Hunter Renfrow. And that's a first.
That was not good defense there. Maybe I take advantage of the scoring opportunity. The game could be 6-9 during halftime. I'm going to go with 15 points here in the half.
Let me try a different streamer.
Wait, that wasn't Grandma Streams, was that? Oh, wow. And I'm just keeping you posted on the game. And I want to show you, too, that that's not the only thing that equals 27. But it is Clemson and Gematria that equals 27. So they'll be in the running for Santa Clara as well. There's a whole story going on. You have to follow the plot. And that's good for predicting the regular season. there are ways to be able to try to predict underdogs in certain years. It helps that they have these conference championship games at neutral sites, and you start to see who can make it and who can't make it, pretty much.
Only defense number 8. 10 penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first out. Clark with the season when we had another Dame.
He said Vaughn might have been their best quarterback in the preseason. And then when the regular season started, it really fell off. And he struggled through a lot of the year, forced to play more in the absence of Julian Love.
Well, you have to have a short-term memory to play that position because they're going to keep going at him here as long as he's on the field.
EGN.
Nice run defense, though.
Every yard. Until that big slug with Tony Elliott said to us.
Nice run defense.
Usually the game plan, you look for the weak link. Where's Waldo become? Who can we attack and take advantage of? So Notre Dame doesn't have one of those guys. They might think Vaughn is one of those guys now.
Well, and that's more because of how good they know Julian Love is. I mean, if he's out of the game, go after his replacement.
Short set, and that's broken up by Drew Tranquil, former safety, Rover, brewing in the linebacker spot, and likely to have an NFL future. Minutes 51 to go in the half. 2 timeouts for Clemson, 3 for Notre Dame. 3rd down and 9 at the Notre Dame 37.
Welcome sight for the Notre Dame defense. Julian Okoro right here down the field on this 3rd down pass situation.
Ooh, false start.
It's a great little stuff that they run, and Ankrum right here is going to move early, but both linebackers are going to blitz. They're going to bring Tillery around the outside, and Ankrum with the early movement, but that's a difficult stunt to pick up because you're forcing your back to pick up a hard-charging guy.
So now 3rd down and 14. They're not in field goal range, perhaps 4 down territory. If they find on this play. 4 receivers for Trevor Lawrence. Down the seam.
Where is the safety? I like how there's a minute and 44 left after this touchdown. A minute and 44 left. Funny how gesture order in Gematria equals 144. So a minute 44 left, that's 104 points. And that's 104 seconds. And Notre Dame has to drive down and put together 7 points. Can they get that done? Square root of 144 is 12. And that's really significant because number 12 is Ian. It's got to lead a comeback. Is Ian up for it? And let's see, they got the extra point. That's 13 points for their 13th victory. Funny how it's all starting to line up. For school record, 13th win, and that's how it is. That's how it's starting to sync up. Just trying to guess the script, and then you have to follow along with the plot of the game and adjust on the spot. And that's what a live broadcast is for, my friend. I'm about to show you how I do this. And they're 12-0 right now. that's how it is. Do you believe in luck, friend? That's how it is. Let me break down the narrative. And that's what I think I'm predict on that spot. The tongue twisted like that. And I mean, that's how it is. And it is, the Catholic Church holds a 4. And in Gematria, it is equals 84. So these are really big tributes that they like to set up a spot. And many of these owners are Masonic Catholics. That's just how it is. Like the Irish Rudies, for instance, or the Bidwells, or maybe possibly the Maras as well. So that's what's happening here.
How about the McCaskey?
Oh, yes. What if there's 25 time? But wait, let's see. It's 13. It's 13-6. So like, yeah, there can be 26 points.
What about the McCaskies?
Let's see. Oh yeah, it's got to be 60-10 and a half. That's what the predict here. And that's when the comeback begins. Okay, what a number 50. Here we go. Ian Book. Here we go.
Julian Love on this third down play. Notre Dame took 3 defenders to cover on that side. This is Dante Vaughn, who's in for Julian Love. So what they have to do is take Tranquil to help underneath. That left a loading Don Gilman by himself, trusting that Trevor will find that single coverage. He ran right by Gilman. Lawrence was right in the right spot. They got the touchdown.
Good completion. 3 timeouts.
Trey Lamar, the sturdy linebacker, 255 pounds. Again, Book gets them up quickly. He's 10 out of 17 passing. Took down.
That was a good tackle.
This is a guy at safety last year coming off the bench at 49 tackles. He led the team with 83 tackles this year. Very rangy and just gets better the more he plays.
He's panicking right now. He's getting foot happy in the pocket.
Third down and long passing situations. You take the run out of the equation. You turn your pass rushers loose. Brian Kelly, understandably concerned he's no longer the play caller. We hired Jim Long last season. We let the offensive coordinator who came from Memphis call the plays. This is a big play call for the young coordinator. Wide receiver screen.
Look at that play. What was that?
After the catch with 9 to make, they got 3 from Chase Claypool. And Kevin Sweeney uses the timeout. He kind of smells blood right here. 55 seconds left in the half. If nothing else, maybe
It's supposed to be 19 points at halftime or something.
they get the ball to start the third quarter. So they were able to
At halftime, Brian Kelly. He's probably going to rip the playbook from him at halftime. He's going to rip off that playbook in the second half. I can imagine Brian Kelly.
That Oklahoma has given up more points than Alabama and Clemson combined. So we've seen a lot of Oklahoma things. They're still giving up points, but that defense has had an act lately of making some plays. Is the defense good enough to compete now? You got to hope they can make your Oklahoma. You got to hope they make a couple plays. But Oklahoma, they're comfortable turning a game into a trap. That's what they want to do. They want to hope to outscore you. The problem is Alabama is not a typical Big 12 defensive football team. Tyler Newsom the punt. Ari Rogers back deep. Another block. But too far. For Newsom.
48 seconds left.
And hard to argue with
with the select
last game, and unfortunately for Tua, he was not healthy for the majority of that SEC championship game. He did not play well. Kyler Murray played very well in the game that we did, the Big 12 championship game. And I think that's sealed it for Kyler Murray.
Left the SEC championship game. Jalen Hurts replaced him. One of the great stories of the years. He led Alabama back to the SEC title against Georgia. A little ahead of ankle surgery.
My first round draft pick.
Has been working his way back. He's ready to go. Interesting to see how healthy he is. That was
He was gonna be number one.
For the A's, Kyler Murray.
Oh, Kyler Murray. Oh,
He's the
yeah,
first
for
round
tonight.
draft pick.
What's going on?
Kareem was well across the line of scrimmage. He's trying to get back. Whistles blew. And flags flew.
Offside. That's number 53. Clemson and Notre.
53's being a dumbass. What's he doing? Come on, you got a big baller name too, Kareem. What are you doing? You look like a deer in the headlights, coach. What's going on? I would be under more control, okay? Well, you gotta look like this. Have to go at halftime. This only be you again. Okay. I wonder how the Rose Bowl turned out last year for Baker Mayfield. Was there a? I need to see who was ahead at what point of that game. I need to see how many comebacks occur in the world of college sports.
2 yards rushing in the first half. They've been good with that. They've been good all year, as you mentioned, stopping long touchdown passes.
This game may be meant
One over 20 yards.
to end 16 or 13 before the half.
One timeout for this. Three-man defense here for Notre Dame. A three-man rush. And it's run for all the way.
Number 13 catches it. Interesting.
And Campbell Sweeney will call the timeout. They're going to mark the ball at the 34-yard line.
Wow.
Barry Tillery, one of the best defensive line in the country. It's only a three-man rush, so perfect protection.
That was prevent defense.
To the play. An easy call to make on Tillery. The route by Hunter Renfro was spectacular. The little outfit fooled the safety Gilman, who was victimized on this.
That's only, okay, the 34-yard line is still a really deep pick. There's 9 seconds left. They're just going to go for the sideline here.
A huge penalty. Borderline field goal range on 51 yards for field goal. It's on this
35 penalty yards at halftime.
You take the chance to play with no timeouts left in 9 seconds.
I think if you trust your quarterback, which I think they do,
It's funny how in Gematria it is Catholic that equals 35. And JFK is 35th president.
and again, knowing you're going to get the ball to start the second half, which is super good.
That's what's up. So the kicker has to make it here. Still has to make it.
The big run plays, not giving up big pass plays, has been victimized here in the second quarter.
One of the questions heading into this game, did Notre Dame have enough speed to compete? Do you think it's the speed differential or is that not an issue?
Well, it's always an issue, and I think that they're able to overcome that by getting the right positions, tackling well, taking good angles, but they've been out of position on some plays today.
Over the play. And a very tentative rush. Lawrence locks it up to the outside.
What?
Oh, wow. What a catch. 22nd points.
In coverage again. Dante Vaughn actually got a hand on this ball. He knocks it out
They'll probably go for 2.
the ground, and Higgins is able to snag it. Does he get 1 foot in with possession?
Easily.
Unbelievable concentration by T. Higgins.
He's in.
Well, Fans on both sides are cheering. The Clemson folks think it's clearly a touchdown. Notre Dame fans are saying that's
Oh, that's a touchdown. Oh, wait, where is the?
What do you think, Bill?
I'll tell you what, David,
Yeah, he's got it.
I'll say,
Up the heel.
this is close. He's got control of the ball. The foot touches. Now he maintains control of the ball going to the ground. Touchdown.
That's a touchdown easily.
The foot definitely came down before the elbow out of the end.
Hot to see the extra point.
Control the catch.
And that's the critical thing, Todd, as you know. He's got to have
The Colts are still gonna do it.
He only had control.
That's the sure one. The question is do we have to see, does Indiana apply for both the college football playoff and the Super Bowl, or if it's one of the other? So one of two, numerology is still in play too.
Because they will certainly try a field goal if the touchdown is taken down. And for Dante
Not necessarily until after the third quarter.
Vaughn, that's 2 touchdowns he's given up, but he's been in good position on both. He got beat by Justin Ross where he was in good position. That time he actually got a hand on the football. But T. Higgins just did what he's been doing all year, is catching touchdowns near the red zone.
Well, we asked Hunter Renfro yesterday, Holly did. How come Hunter Renfro had 4 touchdown catches this year? Because we T. Higgins and Justin Ross. Yeah, they scored all 3 touchdowns today. We'll see. We've got the whole
So this game is 26 points at half. We got that. There's comeback numerology with it. And we'll document this right now as the game progresses.
Guys like this a chance to make a play. This is great coverage. I mean, you can't
3
really
points.
other than knock that ball to the ground.
Clemson's got 23 points. I mean, pretty funny because comeback in Gematria equals 26. And that's what's happening here. Is we're seeing a comeback here in the second half. I will document everything in this video in the game. Notre Dame can get the touchdown to start off the second half to be down 33 points. Let me try to outline it. Okay.
He runs the show. He gets the ball where it's supposed to go.
Right? 23-13. This is all, let's see. Yeah, it'd be 23-10, I should say. That adds up to 33. And you know, that adds up. Notre Dame would win their school record win number 13 tonight. So I'm documenting this right now. And once again, Pope Francis became Pope in a 13 year, which is 2013. First Jesuit Pope. That's what's happening. 33 numerology. 33 is knowledge number in numerology. 33, 6 life paths are master teachers. Gary, the numbers guy, is the number one numerologist and astrologist out there in this field. That's how it is. You gotta try to call it in advance like Gary, the numbers guy. And here, the Colts were down 1-5. Now they've made the playoffs, and now they're ready to win the Super Bowl. And we may end up witnessing history in the second half.
Playmakers are making plays, and 16 1 up, so he's making good decisions. They gave us a 1-on-1 right there, but what a drop, 48 seconds with a timeout.
We're gonna see the turnover game change right now.
We got a kick block, drop kick off from first.
So that's what has to change here. And I need to document something else too. I mean, 22 points for Clemson Tigers against Levi's equals 22.
Yeah, he was taken out of the game with a head injury. That's all I was told. So he was not.
We do some research.
We got to step up. Make 3 big plays in the passing game. And that's really the difference. We have coached better and play better in the second half. We hate to give up points before the half. How do you begin to overcome this deficit? I mean, look, we got to make plays on offense. We've dropped the ball. We fumbled the football. We have not played well enough to be in this football game. So, we've given Clemson a lot of opportunities here. We've got to play better football. So we have nobody to blame but ourselves. We can win this football game if we start to play better football, but we're running out of time. Appreciate it, Brian. Thanks.
What does Big Baller Kelly have in store for the second half? Is he going to be a bitch and let the coach piss all over his face, just like you let Nick Saban piss all over his team in the national title game? What has to change for Notre Dame in this game right now? Do they need to cover the top of the field more? Do they need to force a turnover? Do they need to really run some spread, smash mouth run plays to really take the pressure off of Ian Book's back? They've got to do something to be able to get this game back to 13 points and make it a game again and stay really composed and try to win the game with under 2 minutes here with Ian Book. That's what Notre Dame has to do. They have to be really composed and not force turnovers. They have to allow Clemson to beat themselves. They have to remain calm, and they must go out there and trust their instincts in the second half. And that has to happen right now, and they simply can't let Clemson get into their heads because many of the big plays came on third down, and they just need to force more punts out there, and that's what has to happen in the second half, along with some turnovers. And you got to continue to run the football here. That's what you have to do in the second half. Try to go out there and really throw deep and try to beat them short with the Notre Dame needs some play action to get Clemson off their heels defensively. They're not sitting down on their trick plays so far. Whoever makes that critical mental error down the stretch. And the offense has to find out why it's not composed. To document John Wall's injury later on today, and really what was happening with this bone spurs. That's why I read that in the media. And it's like his name is Wall, too. I wonder what game he got hurt. That was originally sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, did not describe the injury. Okay, repair bone spurs on his left heel. Okay, John Wall, 28 years old. There's something with that. I like his 8.7 assists. 13-23 record before this injury. Something documented later with John Wall. Interesting injury. Right there to be alive in the second half. I can check out birthdays too, the coaches, like Brian Kelly.
Welcome to the Indeed Halftime Report. May the road rise up to meet you, may the wind be always at your back. The Irish State Warriors are famous saying they're down like 20 points against Clemson right now. T-Higgins, absolute backbreaker on a touchdown right there.
Carry this up.
Jesse Palmer, Joy Galloway, and Landon Brookins waiting to have you with us. Greenwood quickly playing rookie of the year right now, but Ian Book is not very well.
74 days from his birth to the final. I may have covered that in the last video.
They're all ACC. You can tell they're dominating this game. They've been in the backfield, and you can see our feels and protect the Lord, and it's not been a problem.
What if this game could be a 6-point game before the fourth quarter? It could be really insane. You never know.
in this game. And here it is. D-line, don't put you on the ground. Clemson turns into 3 points. The D-line has been.
I mean, that was a bad call. Notre Dame should have gotten the ball in the first half, so hopefully we can see a bad call in the second half. 34-12. They're at 33 right now. Brian Kelly could win game number 61. As Notre Dame head coach. Miracle that equals 34. Miracle equals 61. And Dolphins came back from 34 down. Or so Dolphins scored 34 points against the Patriots. So I'm documenting that for you guys. A lot of 61 numerology involved with this game. So you'll be really surprised during the second half. A lot lines up, I tell you. And you never know what happens during the first half and what are the reasons behind the score at the half. Oh, there's more fries in there. We see a lot of comebacks for this particular sport here. Yeah, find out why astrologically color orange in sports represents a lot of choking. I noticed how they call orange. And just take the Phoenix Suns, for instance, and how they in the playoffs, or the Denver Broncos in Super Bowls. Sure, I'd be down to take another one.
We'll take those today. I guess that's what the Buffalo's rolling.
Yeah, Sam, I think we'll see a very entertaining third quarter.
The color of the shirt would be lighter, but it still looks nice.
Oh, yeah, it does. I'm looking at they're not doing all these bizarre uniforms now at this point of the season.
Oh yeah, my next
For the wear.
uniform I'm gonna get is teal. That shirt.
Oh yeah. Since it was first when they did really such a thing like that this year. Since they had like black one year, and then we had purple. Now they will use a blue design.
I honestly started like that Pochettino would never go to Real Madrid, but maybe PSG is an option for him at some point.
I'd say I'd agree with that. I mean, it makes sense. It's logical.
His former club. He would never do Barcelona because he's a former Espanyol guy, both as a player and a manager.
Barcelona
So he probably hates.
wouldn't go to any club with that. Real Madrid media would try to crucify him.
He's not going to spend how they want him to.
That's Pochettino would want more say over the personnel, and that's when.
Oh yeah, he has to approve every transfer in and out.
He's got no control of the coach completely.
I mean, Levy goes and gets them or sells them, but he has to be the final say. Which usually he's fine either way. Usually.
And welcome to Speedy Miami. Countdown to kickoff. We put woman Alabama touch the high 70s. So we had 3 all week.
Fuck Bama and Clemson, man. I don't want to see that again. None of this Bilgy nonsense. See another rematch.
It's the Warriors, Cavaliers.
Yeah, what the hell? Stop it.
Especially into the fourth quarter. Most notably, Alabama's defense against Kyler Murray, who wants to run
Alabama's,
tempo pace.
man, they're just going to kill this guy. Just like roll tide on the way, you know? That's how it's going to be.
They couldn't in their last 2 playoff games.
Why did they go that? I think that they learned from that. Talking with the staff and the players, I think there's an urgency. They want to start fast. And when you play Alabama, a lot of teams are beaten before they play Alabama. They want to come out fast, establish some confidence, and not take their foot off that accelerator.
Sooners' biggest underdogs in playoff history. You got sizzle, you got star power. Can't wait for this one. Sooners and the Tide coming up. And man.
All right, Chris Irving, thank you so much for your deal. Looking forward to that. 15 more touchdowns this season. Only Sam Black that more this season in OU history. And the 6th time winner to face the Nick Saban coach team that same season. The previous
Kyler Murray.
Yay!
Rubbish. Imagine Dragons.
Tony, do you like Imagine Dragons?
I have no idea.
Honesty, integrity, just like the military and the Air Force.
Military! Tony, military!
The military.
Honor our country, Tony.
That's Alabama.
We play football together for the Tigers. Now, we on the cupcake shop. We bake and we decorate. I love this new service, bro. It's like sleep fast. We make the chocolate color frosting one. We do a lot of social media.
Let's see, Alabama Clemson equals 122, and so does San Francisco equals 50. A little preview of the game later tonight, if you want to provide it. Pretty funny how that's the case. Alabama Clemson and San Francisco both equal 122 and 50. I'm talking against Gematria here in Alabama.
Alabama!
Alabama! Alabama Crimson equals 122 and 50. That's how it is. So that's for tonight. And then this game, the comeback, right? Comebacks in the NFL and maybe some in college. Your team's got to pick up the turnovers. That's what's got to happen during this half. No doubt they can do it. Let's see. Francis.
You better get used to this lipstick farm because I'm trading you to a QB in the Siberian football game.
You can't trade man.
Man, we don't cover Siberia. What do you cover?
Cars,
Homes,
motorcycles,
boats,
boats.
golf carts.
All right. Rose Bowl.
Second half's a good one. Do they have to stay cool right now? It's a question. In Gematria, it's Joe Cool that equals 30. Got to see what the quarterback is and what we can expect during the second half. And I think it's 75 days from Kelly's birthday to the day of the final. That includes Andy, of course. I'm sure to get my typing right. So I think there's something with Joe Montana here. Remember that comeback against the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl? And, 20-16 in that game, funny enough. And Brian Kelly coached at Cincinnati. Pretty funny. I mean, that's funny how that works. And that has me very interested in the second half in this game. And once again, do not go with my teams here. I had Michigan win the national title at the start of the year. Michigan just may be winning the title next year. They just got to find a way to not choke, pretty much. It's to not choke. That's how Michigan is for next season. If Urban Meyer leaves, then it's time to hand it over to Jim Harbaugh. So I think that's what's happened with that. So we should see about the second half here. May witness history. Brian Kelly. This will be his fifth bowl win, and number 6 could come against Nick Saban to keep him at 6 national titles. So it's looking really good.
Making simple, smart cashback choices.
Let's see, Santa Clara. You can see the simple gematria there. I mean, you never know. I mean, I like how the gematria, the city of Santa Clara, California, and Vatican City both equal 107. I mean, that begs the question. This is another bogus trip like the Messi one, and it all had to do with Bastille Day for the country of France. And that, what if Ronaldo wins the Champions League, then the goal debate continues probably, and then it's Messi's time in 2022 to get that World Cup win. So that's how I'm guessing the narrative to play out for the GOAT conversation. I think both are the two greatest.
For special occasions, or to make not so special occasions better. Papa John's. Get the great value most and topping pizzas for just $6 each when you buy 2.
That ain't easy. 12 hours, 20 dogs. Where's your belly roast?
After a day of chasing dogs, you shouldn't have to chase down payments. Send invoices and accept payments to get paid twice as fast.
I need yours.
QuickBooks, back in you.
Well, she's a sweet little girl, and a sweet little innocent girl who doesn't cut a man's penis off.
We cut a man's penis off.
Sorry, Friday at 19 Central.
Another interesting find, too, the gematria calculator. The luck of the Fighting Irish with that adjective. We have to wonder what's going to happen in the second half here. The only other time that I noticed an injury to a quarterback in a big game was Colt McCoy when he played the national title game against the Alabama Clemson Tide. That really screwed over Texas for the rest of that game, and then he wasn't the same player entering the pros. That's what I remember out of him. We should see what happens here. A lot can happen here between now and the next hour and a half or so.
We welcome you back to the college football playoff semifinals of the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic in Arlington, Texas. AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys of the NFL. Clemson with a big second quarter leads Notre Dame 23-3 as we head to the second half. The winner on to the national championship game a week from Monday night in Santa Clara, California.
And school record win number 13 at Dallas, too.
Clearly the injury in the secondary to Julian Love of Notre Dame really hurt.
Looked like the game at Dallas.
Notre Dame did a great job taking Travis Etienne out of the game. And Clemson said, okay, you're going to do that. We're going to put the ball in the hands of our young quarterback. And I'll tell you what, that Dallas Sweeney touch chart is perfect because he spread the ball all over the field. And Justin Ross, 5 catches, Amari Rogers, 6 catches, Renfro 3, Higgins 3, spread the football around and really started to attack that defense down the field.
Trevor Lawrence, 3 touchdown passes, the college football playoff record for semifinal game. The previous 2 semifinal held by 6 others. He threw for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns in the half. And they'll get the ball first, as we said. Justin Yu to kick off. Marion Kendrick back deep. It's a touchback, and now our Capital One rewarding performance. But Trevor Lawrence in that first half, 3 touchdown passes. He found the weak spot. They had to take Julian Love out of the game. Dante Bond came in. He's in good position. He fell down at the point of truth. And then this time they get Ross, runs right by Gilman. Trevor Lawrence reads it. That's the perfect throw. This is a Notre Dame defense coming in, and it only given up 1 touchdown pass of over 20 yards. They gave up 3 in that second quarter as Trevor Lawrence got hot. Spectacular catch by T. Higgins. And a big development. Julian Love is back in the game now for Notre Dame.
Yeah, nice tackle.
And immediately makes his return known as he drops Hunter Renfro after a short gain. The pickup of 3 for Clemson. Here's Tom Rinaldi.
Julian Love came out of the tunnel with the rest of his teammates.
61 tackles.
To test the lower motion on that body, perhaps stretching out the hamstring, doing drills like that over and over.
What's Julian Love in Gematria?
He was out for
Yeah, I wonder.
The game changed dramatically in the second quarter when he left Clemson on target. For every inch. And he's to the 47-yard line of Notre Dame, although Gilman finally got him down, a gain of 25.
See, Lawrence reads the line. The linebacker still sits up on the top end. He throws it right over his head to the crossing Higgins on the dig route. Just good patience and read. And again, the protection for Trevor Lawrence. Outstanding.
All deflected. Notre Dame needs a big play from the defense. And Ford Malone went diving forward. You're calling it saying the official on the far sideline ran in and kind of half
Let me see the replay.
pointed in that direction and after the conference.
Number 22.
With a bit more enthusiasm, Jonathan Potter, another deflected pass.
It's an RPO. They fake
Number
the
22.
ball, gets his hand on it. Does
Ball's
he have
moving.
control as he goes to the ground?
Well, Bill Lamont, I don't want to jinx him because it's been all over all day. What do you think, Bill?
He started to have control, but that ball he does not have firmly. The
Oh,
the ball.
let's see from the behind him.
Again, as we
said earlier, the ball can't touch the ground as long as the
Can't see it from there.
has control as he's going to the ground. It doesn't appear that he
What
has
if he-
control of the football.
How can you tell from that angle?
I want to go back to what Tom Brownie said about
If it significantly moves when he goes
Oh,
to
what if he just, it's like you're control right at the end, but what if his arm is over the ball when it goes down? Like, you can't see from that angle. Like, I like the NBC replays where they like can zoom in like really close and get an optimal view.
Oh yeah, well they gotta see when. I guess it would be when the ball touched the ground, or I don't know, like when he made contact.
It is good to see him back on the field because
Maybe
not only did their best cover corner, but he's one of those 6 defenders on this defense with over 25.
I mean, I thought he had it up, but then it
One of the real leaders of this
somewhat. So I don't know if he had it in his forearm.
I know that Brian
I don't know if that's why it moved or if it hit the ground and that's why.
He emerged out of that tent after between 15 and 20 minutes of treatment in real time. He continued to do drills, crouching down, trying to stretch out the hamstring on both sides. That's what perhaps indicated more than anything else, as well as pregame when Julian Love was off by himself, continuing to stretch long before the rest of the team goes through their customary drills. So that's what perhaps indicated.
Aye, that's rubbish.
Outstanding job by Bill Alonye in the booth with us. Outstanding job by the replay officials because they have been right on it every single call.
So the ball stays with Trevor Lawrence and Clemson. Just to reiterate the importance of Julian Love, first team All-American. The all-time leader in Notre Dame in passes broken up. 3 career defensive touchdowns. Only Tom Zivotowski has had more in the history of Notre Dame football. ETN spins it down for a yard. Taylor Coney in on the stop. It'll be third down. And third down was
ETN
in that second quarter. 6 out of 10 for the game.
Say that to you.
9 of those 10
Could be fresh.
I would expect to throw here.
That's what I'm thinking.
Trevor Lawrence, 264 through the air in the half. That is a comfortable classic halftime record. The previous one, 245 by Baylor's Bryce Petty is Michigan State 2015. Notre Dame blitz. Lawrence has time. Launches one up in the air. Some contact. T. Higgins, the intended receiver. No flag.
There we go. That was a really great drive there. 13 minutes left in the quarter.
There is contact. He reads the eyes of the receiver that rips up through the hands as the ball's coming to Higgins. Good coverage.
Read his eyes.
Pride Junior, he's got pride. We've got pride, and we've got love, and we've got love.
Love is love. Actually, that is funny. Pride, love is love. What famous gay person? Santa Clara, San Francisco. Harvey Milk. But it's Harvey Milk in Gematria.
I mean, bro. Brian Kelly, did he rip that playbook from his damn hands at halftime for that green? That's probably what he did.
National championship game. A week from Monday night in Santa Clara, California, on standing home to San Francisco 49. And Ian Book get this offense going. He's jumped down after a 2-yard run by Kayvon Wallace. Let's check out how they run.
Well, everyone wanted to know how Clemson would absorb the loss of Dexter Lawrence, their great defensive tackle, and they've done it by committee. I've seen 3 different guys rotate in at his position, and as many as 8 on the defensive front. Clemson has rotated all year. They're continuing that same special guys are fresh. They look like they're going to go without big things.
Running out of time, throw a lot with his conflict point, and very little gain for Notre Dame and Trayvon Mullen. move there. We talked about the touch chart for Clemson in that first half, particularly the second quarter. Notre Dame not able to do the same thing. They're not able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. There's 3 on the 9 on play for Notre Dame. Bring him in motion. 4-man rush.
How the fuck did he do that? This guy's been like a white Michael Vick.
With a huge third down conversion for Notre Dame. Just has a good feel for when to leave the pocket and how do we elude pressure.
How the fuck did he get that?
Much needed conversion by the input.
Throw.
Spins away from the
Be a black Michael Vick. Be a white Michael Vick. White Michael Vick. He is coming.
What's called White Vic?
Yeah, White Vick. And Aaron Rodgers got really good mobility, so I'll see where the inspiration comes from. Okay, that's why he wears number 12.
Did I ever tell you how there was a kid at my school whose little first name was Michael Vick?
Fire! That's a wow! Yeah! 15 yards, set it on!
Did I tell you how there was a kid at my school whose little name was Michael Vick?
Michael Vick?
His first name was Michael Vick. I shit you not.
Really?
Michael Vick Chukwu. His parents were from Nigeria, and he was super tall and super strong.
That's the referee, Pat Cam. So there was consensus among the officials. I think they got to find a way to get Dexter Williams involved. Running it has not been the answer. Maybe a little screen pass or something gets the football. They give it to Notre.
You see, Brian Kelly needed to stick with the running game, and he'll protect the ball doing that. I like what Brian Kelly is doing. They need to stick with that to wear down the Clemson defense.
Cheryl, 60 years old, battling 2 different diseases that could claim her life. Doctor told her she probably will not live more than 5 more years. She's defeated the odds a few times.
Good, pull that up.
Ian Book underthrows his ball just barely. Boy, he's got the separation. Throw that ball out, and it's a touchdown. Because it was underthrown, Terrell was able to get a hand in there and knock it away. He throws that ball in the middle of the end zone. It's a touchdown for Miles Book. Irish fans watching the replay on the enormous video screen overhead. It gets everybody's attention this building. They wanted another flag. They didn't get it. Very clear trip across the line. Bryant got to Buck. He got the ball away to Williams, but he's dropped for a greater loss by Isaiah Simmons. But it looked live like Bryant might have been offside. If not, he timed that perfectly. Yeah, Robert Hainsey had no chance.
Ooh, offsides.
Yeah, you're right. He definitely got a head start on Robert Hainsey. Right here he is, working on the right tackle. Anticipating the snap. A much more manageable situation for the input in the Notre Dame offense now in the second half. And 5-10 minutes to go, third quarter. The Wicked has been targeted 8 times in the game, only 3 catches so far. Trying to take advantage of that. Well, sings one for a short game. Chris Fink. Halsey Mack, and an excellent tackle by Kayvon Wallace. Third down and 2, perhaps 4 down territory. This game is going. You have to think Brian Kelly wouldn't believe a field goal score flush right now. before the snap. Ball start. Left yard offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Notre Dame showing a run formation. They were going to go play action pass on that third down and short. Now they're in more of a definite passing situation, but I agree with you. They're making decisions straight away against this next one. 4-man rush. The Buck in trouble again.
What is White Michael Vick doing?
This is just a 3-man rush. It's the guy.
You see, he's been a White Michael Vick. He just panicking with the imaginary pass rush.
Starting to move. Maybe when he doesn't need to move on that particular play. 3-man rush. You got 5 blockers. First protection.
Who's doing that?
50 is probably my max. Brian Foley of the special teams coach said 52 would be it. This will be 55. It looked like it was going to be a fake. There was a timeout call before the snap.
Before the snap, timeout Clemson, the first timeout of the half.
What are they doing?
Might have been thinking a fake was coming.
They're wasting a timeout.
First that too? Yeah. Well, actually, it's going to look okay.
There's no reason to call a timeout there.
One of the things that you wanted to say. You need one of the best tattoo artists in the city, right? Something like that. Aren't you supposed to draw it first? Straight in your lane, bro.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest tenants. Now 5G is more than yours. That's all.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high. Trees. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face. But take it. Hard work is 50 cents before breakfast and another 50 before breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The good deal doesn't show up with this anyway. So don't be just anyway. Be lit for it. Good deal. More dread.
Here or there, not the man from the movies or the cover of that magazine. Don't be your dad, unless you want to. Take a long look, and take a chance on those dreams. There's always been trees. Be clean and groomed. Know how they're different. Be kind and courteous to him. Be the better man you are, and look the part.
The boys are back.
Shut up, man. That's right.
It's very exciting. In the comedy event of the holidays.
Where do I go? You don't think I'm still panicking?
Shield annuities from Bright House Financial allow you to take advantage of growth opportunities.
Man, these commercials take forever.
In down markets. You can be less concerned about your retirement savings. Talk with your advisor about Shield annuities from Bright House Financial, established by MetLife.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, whether the drive is 1 yard or 100. It's hard work, determination, and grit that help you score. Goodyear, more driven. The Clemson timeout. Brian Kelly has taken the field goal team off and has sent the punter. Ivan Gibson out there on 4th down and 9 at the Clemson 37-yard line. It's down at the 1 yard line. Maloney Gilman starting safety. With help from Chase Claypool, a job well done by
Gutsy decision, the punt. 1 yard line.
Will Belly brings you to a world that defines all logic. A place
Wonder what in play right now since the ball's at the Clemson 1 yard line. This was a gutsy decision to punt. It gave Brian Kelly time to change his mind. That's why it was a waste of a timeout by Dabbs Windy. It was a waste of a timeout. He could have missed the kick. He was being a dumbass.
value beyond belief.
That's what I want to document, man. That was a horrible timeout. I mean, he thought Notre Dame was going for the fake. That was why it's a bad timeout. What if you turn the ball over in your half? I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen. That's the worst thing that can happen if you're Clemson. You don't want to allow them to get back in the game. Now, half of the clock went down already in the third quarter, so that's helping out Clemson, but it's not looking good. They got to really get their shit together.
4.2% alcohol by volume, 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat. Yeah, 12 fluid. How
Those that keep interesting. There's a story out there. It's your financial story. Bankers and lenders are seeing it. Make sure.
By Taco Bell's new Cravings Value Menu. Value beyond belief. With Western Mutual, spend your life living. And Experience, identity protection as a new identity.
fifth year of the college football playoff, Ohio State, Alabama.
Alabama.
Tyler Murray and the Oklahoma Sooners arriving.
Kyler Murray!
Orange Bowl getting ready to take on Alabama. After we're done.
My first round drop pick.
Notre Dame punt has pinned Clemson at the 2. The end zone on the gun. The true freshman Trevor Lawrence. Travis Etienne almost broke free. We kept him safely up around one of the scrimmage stopped it after getting a foul.
They just have to relax and settle in right now. Try to force a 3 and out.
2.6 average, came in averaging over 8 yards, carrying 8.3.
Etienne there. 23 yards and the score 23.
Throw deep. Screening up close to the right and the boards. To single on target for a first down. 6th catch for Justin Ross. That is a new single game high in this freshman year. Previously, he had 5 catches twice. He's the Congo Classic. Receiving yards right in the first half with 137, now up to 148. During his first half, Buck ball mark was 128, receiving by Quincy Morgan of Kansas City against Tennessee in 2001. 18, nice bounce outside, getting it loose. He didn't get loose when he got, it appears, 10 for another first down.
I think that's his best run of the day. I think prior to that, his longest run was 8 yards. He was able to pop that thing back outside.
Two defensive end from Detroit. .706 to go in the third quarter. You're a Notre Dame fan, the clock's moving quickly. And it's been kind of an excruciating game for Brian Kelly and the Irish. Think of all the little things that looked like they were going to go their way that happened. The kickoff fumble by Clemson in the first half by Kendrick. Looks like they've recovered. Notre Dame get deep in territory. Replay review for the ball back to Clemson. Rightly so, it seems. You know, William Book looked like he's going to get away with the fumble, but after the replay review, he didn't.
Well, I think Brian Kelly was exactly right when he told Tom coming off the field. We're not playing good enough football. We're capable of winning this game in terms of how we. I do think that's what I said at the beginning. Their margin for error is small in a game like this, but I think they are a good football team, good enough to win if they play their game.
On the first and 10 with 15, looking Grayson Adimola is in there as well. Adimola is a true freshman, number 57.
There's Cody here. He's been floating with it. He shows blitz. Sometimes he comes, sometimes he doesn't. Runs right through it. That forces Trevor Lawrence to step up the pocket. Good pressure that time. Heinisch and Cody. Pretty good look.
The loss of 7. Off the hands of the tight end, Milo Richard. That was very nearly disastrous for Clemson. Richard, the nephew of the great Herschel Walker.
Kind of comes fluttering out of there. Not typically what you see from Trevor Lawrence, a little bit high. Now 3rd and long, and Trevor Lawrence take care of the ball, make a good decision. The deep routes have been open on 3rd down.
Apparently, for the national anthem, a bald eagle landed on a Notre Dame fan's shoulder.
Oh, really?
It's a sign, Tony.
Lawrence chased again by DJ, and he threw it away.
Get the ball back.
Luke Green, who was a play or two ago, back on the field, and part of the guy getting chased there. Nice stop on.
So is there any psychology right now?
Motherfucking bald eagle.
Notre Dame had a very rough recent history.
Oh, I guess you're
This
better
year's
feel good.
6 bowl games.
Oh, wow.
But one-sided, including that national championship game. This team is consistent. That's the past. We weren't there for any of that. But is that electrical psychologically for Notre Dame?
I don't think it is, because like you said, it's a completely different team. They're being outplayed, and we said all along that Clemson and Alabama are clearly the 2 best teams in college football. And they play a different team. 42-yard
By Will Spires.
Those things have like 8-foot wingspan.
Holy, that's a lot of miles.
We really love the holidays at grandparents, but it's tough to relax. The dish guy heard us, said with the Dish Anywhere app, we could bring the comfort of our home TV along with us. Live TV, on demand, even our DVR shows.
Feel good shows.
Mostly.
So many eyes.
Save live TV, on demand, in your home DVR, anywhere. Dish, tune to you.
Other 13 connection. March 30th birthday for Ian Book. We'll win number 13 today. Come back from 20-point down, 21st points for the win. And it is title that equals 21. 24-23. Let's see. Yes, I said how Alabama Crimson could be playing national title game.
We had that over 4.5 on the total for Arsenal Liverpool today.
4.5, son of a bitch. That's a lot of goals.
Hey, it was 6.
Yeah, man, that was a really big blowout tonight.
What was Emery doing?
Yeah, what was he doing? Got the team back. I was trying to play that earlier at the start of the game. Y'all still playing the volume really high.
Some of the moments from tonight's game through our AT&T pylon cameras. Cameras at number 50 and all, as you mentioned earlier. Lots of toys for our producer, Phil Dean, our director, Scott Johnson, and our terrific
An
crew.
honorary week 17 for another.
Privileged to work all season. Tom, I know you, Molly, Tom.
Urinating tree ran a poll on
All of us send our
YouTube.
best wishes along to our great pal and such an important part of our group, Jim Birch.
unsuspecting is the biggest shit show.
Recovering from some recent surgery. We are all certainly thinking of Jim.
Washington Redskins. No, why the Jaguars?
This possession before they
Why are the Raiders?
Pound outside, yeah! Round and pound.
Why do I say the Redskins? They are allergic to success.
Runs a 4-3 and covers a lot of ground with those long legs, and he was not able to get the right angle on Dexter Williams.
He's the best player on the team. And he's 6'2", 235 pounds. 40.5-inch vertical. Well, we're running out of time. Throw it behind Dexter Williams.
Say that the coverage downfield has been really good for Clemson in this game as well. I mean, there have not been guys running open. In the past, the two teams that flew for a lot of yards against Clemson, Texas A&M early in the year and then South Carolina late. There were some miscommunications, some guys out of position, giving up big plays. None of them. They have really been in the right spots. The Venables had some incorrect.
They're down to 4. They crowd the line of scrimmage. Williams trying to run through it.
First down.
And gets stopped by J.K. Davis. And it's a first down for Notre Dame across midfield.
Nice block by the left guard. Watch 69 Eric Banks gets a block on Huggins, and Williams sits in right behind him. Aaron Hughes, the safety, is unblocked. He's not able to get Dexter Williams at the ground. Good tough run on number 2.
Time for more.
And we act down by Tanner News.
And a gain of 20 for Notre Dame.
Gain of 20, down 20.
Watch the tight end hold the corner Terrell. It opens up a hole between the corner and the safety. And Ian Book gets the ball to Boykin. Boykin, the leading receiver of the game, his 4th catch now.
5-man rush. And again, forced to take it down and scramble. He can't get away. Austin Bryant ran him down from behind.
See, Clemson has so much depth on the defense, but they start this possession with backup guys on the field, and now when they get in scoring territory, they bring their starters back. Austin Bryant beats 2 guys. I mean, that's a running back and a tight end. Austin Bryant beats them both and gets the sack behind the line of scrimmage.
There's been no drop-off in the front of that Clemson defense without Dexter Lawrence suspended for today's game. We have one battle against this Notre Dame line, and it continues. Look at the last minute. Trying to get rid of it as he got planted again by Austin Bryant. And the officials are talking about this.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback moves on the ground prior to the pass. 3rd down. Now, Austin Bryant should not be coming free on a rush. Venables with a little different look that time. One of the best pass rushers on this team gets a free shot at the quarterback.
And he is down before the ball's out of his hand.
Andrew Wiggins forgot to wear his jersey underneath his arm-ups.
What?
There it is.
It is affecting Books. Mostly more easy than usual. His
Pick off.
with some blockers and knocked down by Chris Vick at the 44-yard line.
What? Oh, the trainer was sure to bring it back.
Get her on all little lines. You notice.
Nolan Turner sitting in the safety spot with eyes on the quarterback. Reads he and Booth.
The seven of the defense moved his helmet while still on the field of play. 15-yard penalty for the dead ball spot. First down.
That is the first career interception for Nolan Turner. Third down and long. Clemson expecting pass.
The game's over now.
That time they played zone and turn with the interception.
You know, the whole scripting thing probably works best for the pros, you know?
In the NFL for the New England Patriots, died of ALS. And when he was near death, that was Sweeney promised him he would take care of his son. And Turner was in a great place. He's surrounded by support and love. Travis Etienne, the ball carrier, Jameer Jones made a stop. What Notre Dame has to be aware of right now and guard against is defensively, they're obviously a little fatigued, a little frustrated. This is when Travis Etienne has the ability to break a tackle and break a long run. They've had him bottle up the whole game. Morris ran very close to the line of scrimmage and RPO. The completion to DeAndre Overton. Here the first down. Here's Holly Rowe.
Gentlemen, for this Clemson offense, their leading receiver in this game, Justin Ross, has been in the injury tent for about 5 minutes. He came out of the game pulling the back of his right knee. I also noticed that they have taped up his right ankle. He came out of the tent and trying to put some weight and pressure on it over on the sideline with calf races and running. But also, Chief Higgins is over on the sideline trying to run out over something right now over the problem. So down 2 receivers at this moment.
Played just short of the first down. That one, the penalty right in front of him.
Wow. The whole defense is tired.
Touchdown, Clemson, 62 yards. In a ball. But for whatever reason, their leading tackler, Tavon Coney, goes to the wrong spot. He's going here.
Where are these takes at?
Nobody there.
What kind of takes are these, Brian Kelly?
There's a little space. Except the speed to get to the end zone.
Who's coaching up these takes like this?
No, it's the defensive coordinator who gave, or was it the offensive coordinator?
Brian Kelly doesn't even call plays anymore. Now the point differential is 27. The game is well over at this point. Whoever Nick Saban plays is going to lose. So they're going with the trilogy. They like the trilogy.
They're trying to do what the Warriors did with the Cavs.
Yeah. Clemson.
Cavs. Cleveland.
We have to see what the trilogy represents. But college football is really, really boring at this point with Clemson and Alabama. I will gladly boycott the national title game if that's the case. I'll gladly do that until we see different teams in the national title. I will boycott the national title game. Let's do it. We need a different matchup. This is CS. I will just stick to the pro game now, but I will go with Alabama tonight. Alabama's got to win, right? I mean, they've been blowing out everyone, and Georgia was no joke this year. I mean, except for one week. And Alabama.
Only the Catholic
It
Church.
seemed like it was another coded event that made it seem like it all lined up with the gold mine era and where Rockabilly Irish originated from. Maybe that's a bogus script they have. I am observing these kind of things that I come across with. I got to get through the brick wall. But the NFL season is syncing up perfectly. Now, what is Dabo Sweeney all about? Does Nick Saban need a rival? Is this what it's all about? And does Nick Saban need someone to challenge his dominance over college football? And that's what really what the trilogy may represent here. So we're going to get over this brick wall, and we are going to break down what's going to happen with what the trilogy represents. So that's part of the puzzle, and we will get to it very quickly. See what trilogy equals. The trilogy.
What does Warriors equal?
Well, the trilogy equals 61, and Saban was 66 years old at the start of the year. We can document that as well.
He was not at his best in that college football playoff semifinal. His offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott, met with him in January and said, look, man, he's figured on you.
It's all about coming up with the different scripts.
And Travis admitted that that was true. So this year, he's dedicated himself much more to the weight room. He's been able to devote more time to being in shape, being mentally and physically prepared, and more importantly, protecting his quarterback and being on top of all the pass protection stuff. ETN, now the single-season record holder, he has not figured on Tony Elliott.
He is not. Breaks tackles, as you said about the blocks better. Tony Elliott even joked with us that Travis now will walk into meetings with a very athletic shirt and a proud of the body that he constructed in the offseason in the weight room.
Well, I think the other thing, and all that is definitely benefiting him, but again, the way they rotate their backs, they keep it fresh. That was only his 12th year in the football game.
Dexter Williams up the middle for a first down, shot down by Notre. UT's family here from not far away in Jennings, Louisiana.
Fans are getting bored right now with the game. You're on your phones.
All the people that trolled, everyone that made fun of the Cowboys.
Jennings is a small town off of I-10 right between New Orleans and Houston. A lot of his supporters.
They're I-10. It's a bunch of number 9. Okay. This team is just weak at the line of scrimmage. This is game play calling. What's Clemson coach pissed about now? There's your set of takes to separate from these fast linebackers. Where are you finding these guys? Are these guys any followers? It's 27 points, and this Dabo Sweeney guy is off his rocker. So that's Nick Saban competitiveness right there. Why is Clemson calling another timeout? World champs.
Oh my god, they showed the war room for the champs.
Go for it.
Michael Vick.
Is that the draft this year? What? You never do the draft.
This is everyone that made fun of Dallas.
This was a rubbish game. And the stands are going to empty right now. And I will stick with the NFL and the rest of the games. And it seems like the college sports, it's not working.
With the 66th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select Lorenzo Carter, linebacker, Clemson. Go Pack Go. With the 88th pick of the 2018 NFL Draft, the 13-time World Championship.
Yay, look at these garbage championships. Vanderbilt sucks because you wasted your draft pick. Vanderbilt, what is this?
You're like David Akers.
Oh, yeah.
For a nasty cold, take me Dayquil Severe with Vapor Cool. And vaporize it with an intense rush with Vicks Vapors. New Dayquil Severe with Vicks Vapor Cool. The daytime coffee and stuffy head vaporizer called medicine.
Sorry, what kind of bird is that?
It's penguin. That's such a weird commercial.
To teach us about the holidays.
You need Coke to spread around the holiday joy.
With polar bears, Don't you want a good Coke with polar bears?
So that really makes someone only drink a Coke.
Wouldn't it be fun to snort Coke with polar bears too?
What a great message that commercial sending out.
All to the children. Jody, we can't corrupt the youth of America. We need to start going to church more often.
No, we don't need to go to the damn church. Absolutely not.
We should start doing, your channel should become a religious YouTube channel.
Absolutely not.
For about telling them how God is changing your life. Come on, Tony.
The national championship trophy presented by It's in Miami tonight for Capital Orange Bowl coming up next.
Well, I didn't know any totals this spreads. So let's go Oklahoma.
A week from Monday night, Notre Dame's fading fast. Down 33 as we go to the fourth quarter. Tyler Dusel has had a tremendous game. What is likely his last game? Great hustle by the field that he couldn't save.
Yep, this game's going to be over in about 3 minutes unless any turnover happens.
From his teammates, practice, and no place ever done that. If he's a punter, spends a lot of time by himself in practice. Spoke with Tyler the other day from Carrollton, Georgia, between Atlanta and Birmingham. So he wasn't highly recruited in high school. As a matter of fact, he didn't. So after his senior year in high school, he went to a couple of taking camps. He paid his own way to go to Notre Dame. I started in the 4 or 5. My parents, I didn't want to ask them for money. I was a lifeguard. I had $150 in that day. My aunt who worked for an airline got me a buddy pass. I went to the Atlanta airport to fly up there, and they told me I wasn't going to get on the plane. They didn't have receipts. They didn't say I'm choice in the long run. So I was walking away from the gate. They called me at the last minute. Come on, we have an opportunity for you. We have a seat. So we went to Notre Dame. He competed in their camp. Paid his $150 to go to the camp out of his own pocket. They picked 4 punters to kick in front of Brian Kelly. He was not one of them. Maybe the fix to the running back now. Long throw by Trevor Lawrence and almost a one-handed catch made. So there's some thoughts about that's it. I'm not going to get an opportunity at Notre Dame. And Bob Elliott, all-time member of the Notre Dame staff, grabbed him and said, you know what? You're really good. I love your leg. I'm going to get you in front of Brian Kelly. And Brian came out of his office, watched him punt, and said, wow. He said, Coach, I've never punted.
He's got molars.
I don't care. We've seen enough. We're going to give you a scholarship. Almost didn't get on the plane. Almost didn't get in front of Brian Kelly. Believe is one of the great punters in school history. And a captain. And deservedly so. He is a very impressive young man. Deep down the depth chart now, Holly mentioned some injuries with a big lead, no reason to push it. So it's TJ Chase with the catch and run. Redshirt sophomore from Plant City, Florida, just his 11th catch of the year.
It's one thing that Devils really tries to do in any game is play a lot of guys. They really believe that's one of the strengths of their team is their depth.
Rotated out of Rocky Street against you and I was talking during the Syracuse Clemson game. They're trying to battle back, but they have a lot of big plays with Justin Ross on side.
Okay, I guess if we need an explanation for this game, the better is fucked on Notre Dame. Okay, so there's the answer there. I will document that. I can document how they can sort of do this kind of thing that maybe was all set up.
And they're on the move again. Tavian Feaster. Well, I think part of that.
And I will watch the last drive of this game, but I'm ready to document this here to see if really this is where the real answer lies, because I found this article right after I released those videos.
What you see is you have certain guys in on running plays and you bring your studs in on passing plays.
So I mean, we got an answer here. So keep an eye on the script and they just follow it well.
Those guys all get in on whatever the play is.
Injured Notre Dame player, Hugo Ogundeji. Timeout. Here you're not actually watching it. This is where.
What did you think of Marshawn Lynch trying to light a blunt with the eternal flame of Al Davis?
Oh, that was a baller move, but Marshawn, you need to
In this picture,
spread along. Yeah, it's out there.
you got the right idea. Jets expected to part ways with Todd Bowles.
Oh yeah, the Todd Bowles. I was not really surprised to find out.
All eyes on Tua Tagovailoa. How is he moving around on that injured ankle? Warm shots we see. Look like he is moving well, getting ready to take on Oklahoma. But we kick off at 8:10 Eastern time, so we're under an hour away.
Yep, this game is over. And I'm ready to document Las Vegas here and to really get ahead with this college football stuff.